Hello peoples, my name is Redstone9085, back at it again in Tech It Classic Reloaded, where we are in for a good episode today. As I said I would, I did a little bit of off-camera mining and forestry. Not the mod, but the actual breaking down trees and stuff. I did a little bit of exploration in the cave down there. I went down, and as I was mining, I accidentally broke a strange crystal. It dropped one of these here, which is from Thaumcraft. I grabbed it, and it displayed a little message in chat, which I will put on screen now. And essentially, it told me to go to sleep, and so I went to my bed, which I have moved since then, and went to sleep, and it spawned this book in my inventory, which has a little bit of text here that I'm going to let you guys read at your own pace. Just pause if you like. I've already read it. So, essentially, it just says, hey, I had a weird dream. If I take 3 crystals, referring to the crystals of Thaumcraft, and putting them in a bowl with redstone and flint, putting it on a bookcase, it basically is giving me an introduction into Thaumcraft, which should be a fun experience to get into. However, that is not what my plan is for today. My plan for today is Industrial Craft 2. At the very least, I want to get a generator and a bat box set up. Basically, just generate power, put it into a storage device, and then kind of hold it until I need it. Ooh, that was a lag spike. But, yeah, I'm gonna put that on hold for just a moment while I explain a little bit of what I've been doing off camera. I went over here, I started a new mine, just kind of started a staircase down. I was gonna get to around Y level 12 and then do a few things, like try to find some diamonds and other stuff like that. I ran into a big gravel vein, which was a real pain to try to get through, so I just decided, hey, how about I just turn? And that was probably a good decision on my part, because I found this, which is a very useful ravine here. If you look at it closely, you can see I haven't mined a few of the resources in here, like coal and other stuff like that. I wanted to save that for once I get ore doubling, which is one of my goals for today's episode, because I'm going to try to create a macerator, or macerator as it's called sometimes. IC2 has not the most complicated of recipes, but they are pretty darn useful. It basically is my most early form of ore doubling. If I had Tinker's Contract in the pack, I'd probably be using it instead of IC2, but this is Tech It. We're using machines and stuff like that. So I went and crafted a few of the tools I'm going to need, the forge hammer, the cutter, and the tree tap, which I have been using occasionally in between episodes. I say, let's stop talking about what I'm doing and just do it. I think that we should start by getting a generator down, which does require a basic machine casing, which is just 8 iron plates surrounded in a circle like that. Let's grab some iron here, grab some copper, and let's grab some tin, because I'm sure we'll need it later at some point. Let's get all this stuff. I have crafted a bit of iron plates before, but I wanted to save this crafting stuff in the episode, because I know you guys would probably want to see me doing it. It'd be kind of weird to just make a big progression in an in-between episode. So yeah, let's craft the generator, which requires that, which requires a battery. We need tin casing, which is insulated tin wire, which needs wire and all that other stuff. Industrial Craft is, in my opinion, kind of famous for its really long-winded, slightly unnecessary crafting recipes that are kind of annoying to have to deal with. I have looked at the Industrial Workbench, which it's essentially just a crafting table, but it has slots to store the cutter and the hammer in, and so it'll just stay there, and it has a little storage inventory. I think it's 18 slots of inventory that I can store from. It can't craft from them, but if you output your crafts, it'll put it into the inventory. I don't think we're going to need that, but I will start getting started on crafting this battery here. Grab the redstone while I'm at it. And let's craft some tin plates from IC2. Gonna need 2 tin plates, 3. This will craft 1 battery because it takes 2 of them to get 4 casing, and then we need 1 with this to get a wire, which I will take 1 of those and insulate them. Yep, the recipe is shapeless, so if you want to just kind of throw it in there, you can. But yeah, let's grab this battery. It's the first battery of the series. Woo! Let's grab just a furnace, which is all we're going to need. I'm going to need cobblestone for that. Craft a little bit of a furnace. If I can actually click and drag right. Look at Redstone not using his mouse correctly. Yeah, and we get a little bit of a generator here from Industrial Craft. That's a good question. Where are we going to put these? I think in my little temporary base here, it's just there for like storage and stuff. I think I'll put it above this. I just grab like a few ladders here. Put one on each side, I guess. Let's kind of put these here, and yep, that'll be pretty good. And I'll put the generator, let's put it here. Yep, it's a generator. Essentially, it just takes burnable material, burns it, and puts it into EU, which is the power source of Industrial Craft 2. You can put basically any burnable material in there. I'm going to put some coal in there because it's one of the more abundant resources aside from wood. I'll put that in there and it'll start making noises. Yep. There it is. Power. I think next we should make a macerator or a macerator. I'm going to be calling it either, but it looks like we do need some flint. Cobblestone and electronic circuit. The electronic circuit is interesting because it is a lot of copper and other things like that. Let's get the copper wires and stuff crafted because I know we're going to need those. Get a few of those. I'm not really doing math to see how much I actually need to craft. I'm just guessing because why would I do math? Math is for people who do math, I guess. I don't know. Craft 2 of those, and let's get some of this rubber here. Craft those insulated cables. Yeah, you go through rubber quite quickly when you're doing things in IC2, which is why a setup like this or something similar is quite necessary if you're going to want to make a lot of industrial machines. Let's grab that. We need an iron plate and redstone. I need this forge hammer, get some iron plate, and it looks like we do have everything for it, and you can craft it either way if you want. It does not really matter which way you orient it, but it will be quite... There's no real difference between the two, if I'm being honest, so yeah, let's craft a second one while I'm at it, because it does look like I'll need one for an electronic circuit. And the macerator. I'm going to need some cobblestone, which I have, and then I'm going to need some flint. And as far as I know, I don't have any flint. I do have 3 gravel here, which I guess I could place and destroy to get some flint. I will be right back with you guys with some flint. Alright guys, I got the flint, I put it in the crafting table, I grabbed another basic machine casing, just used some iron to make that, and we get our macerator here. The blocks and machines in Industrial Craft, they have a few upgrade slots, and I think it'll show up in the UI if I actually take a quick look at it. Here, let me make a insulated tin cable to transfer some power around here. I only really need one of them because power and energy, they don't transfer if you don't have like a cable in between the two. Yep, look, it lights up, and yeah, you have a few upgrades here, like the overclocker, which is just essentially a speed upgrade, the transformer, which means you can take higher power voltages and put it in there. You have ejector and puller. If you've ever played around with thermal foundation, I do believe at thermal, yeah, thermal foundation. If you ever played around with that mod, you can pretty much tell when they have a let's look at the pulverizer. Where is it at? Oh, is it not in this version? I'm sure. Yeah. So you can basically take any upgrade and put it in these slots here. I do believe it stacks to like 64, and you can basically take things and basically combine them together. I'm gonna need a wrench here, and let's use our newly made macerator. You can take ores and put them in, and it'll basically give you 2 chunks of an ore, so it'll double it essentially at the cost of some power from your furnace. Or you can just take like a resource that's already there and put it into a dust form, which I will do because I will need a bit of bronze, I do believe. Yep, I need bronze, which is if I look at one of the recipes, so many of them. Yeah, you can basically take. It does look like you can craft it without it. Here, let me look at that. What is it? Tin and copper. Oh, yeah, you can just take forestry bronze, which basically means I don't have to use power at all. I'm going to stop this process here. And to get your dust back into the usable material, you can either smelt it. I'm going to make an electric furnace. That takes another machine. No machine casing, but it does take an iron furnace, which is a bunch of iron plates. So I need to make 5 iron plates. There's 5 of them. Alright. And let's craft the iron furnace, which requires a furnace, which requires cobblestone. Make this into this, and this into this. There we go. Yep. So we're going to make another cable here. I'm going to make a few more cables because I do actually need them for a wire. Because I'm certain there's a benefit and a disadvantage to using certain types of wire for certain applications. But I'm not too concerned. I just need a few little bits of wire here to connect my machines together before I get like a bat box or something like that. Let's put the electric furnace right next to it in there. It'll get some charge. It has you can put the same upgrades on there, and you can basically just use it to cook basically anything. Takes about the same time as a regular furnace. Yep. So yeah, there's all that. I think I'm going to take a little sleep here, and I'll get to you guys when it's the morning. Alright, it's the morning now, and I'm going to create a bat box. This is going to be my last step in my little short escapade into, or my short adventure into IC2. Just going to put, looks like I need insulated tin cable, which I have. Let's make one of those into an insulated tin cable. Alright, let's make, well, I still can, let's make that other bit of bronze, actually, while I'm at it, so I can make the wrench from IC2. It looks like you can make boots, too, out of bronze, and the wrench is a very simple thing. IC2, if you try to break things like generators and macerators and electric furnace, if you break a machine with a pickaxe, it will only drop a basic machine casing. It's not, and so to that end, you have a wrench here. If you shift and right click, it'll basically pick up the block at the use of a little durability. So you can basically move it around. With certain things like bat boxes, it'll store the power inside of the machine, and in certain other things, they don't hold an inventory like this generator. As you saw when I picked it up, the items went flying everywhere. So it is a little subjective. Things like cable, you don't have to do it, which is quite useful because why would you need to do it for cable? So you have all your stuff here. It looks like for the bat box, I need 3 batteries. So let's get a few of those batteries crafted. I need tin casing. You get, for every 1 tin plate, you get 2 tin casings. So for 3 batteries, I'm going to need 1, 2, let's just drop this in here. If I can actually click right. That's 1 battery. Let's get 2 batteries and 3 batteries. So yeah, and then we need the wire for the battery, which is just a tin insulated cable. Grab a few of those, and let's craft 2 more batteries. And now we got all 3 of them. The durability bar kind of blocks it, so I'll separate those out. Yep, you don't need to charge them before you put them in the bat box, but you will need to keep it all together. I need some wood. Grab a bit of oak here, and let's craft a bit of wood in the crafting table. A little bit of that. Alright, and let's craft the bat box. It's essentially just a battery, is basically all it is. As you can see, the generator is working in overdrive. It's draining the power from here. It's going down. And in this one, it can store around 40,000. You can put things like batteries in the slots or your armor in the slots, so you can basically charge things up. It's just kind of a fallback if I want to just dump a load of things in here, because some machines, they use a lot of power when they're active. So having that is a very useful thing to do. And as you can see, it's basically sucking all the power out and giving it to these contraptions here. So yeah, the one last thing I want to look at before I see you guys next week, or see you guys whenever I upload again, is the industrial workbench, because it is not very hard, and I explained it a little earlier, but it's a lot easier to explain if you actually have seen it. So let's get some iron plates here. Get all 8 of those. Let's grab this crafting table that I have lying around for some reason. And it looks like I need to actually craft the plates into the machine casing. And get the industrial workbench. Can you not use tools with durability? That is annoying. Let me craft... Oh. Huh. I did not know that was a recipe. Let me craft a few... let me craft another hammer and another wire cutters, I guess. Or I guess they're just called cutters. Let me get this, and then 3 of those, and then 1, 2, 3... and then 2 iron. Alright, and then we want this like that. Yep, it just looks like a workbench, which I guess you could just call it a crafting table if you want to call it that. I'm not seeing it. Let's put it here. Yeah, it's like I thought. You could basically use it as a way to interface other blocks nearby. Let's use my wrench. Yep, and it has the tools stored within, so if you wanted to, you could take it and just kind of put it next to it, and you can drop things in and output things into the inventory inside. Yep, let's put the hammer in here and the cutters in here. I don't believe they can mix. No, they have their own dedicated slot. And yep, essentially it is just a place to have those things stored in the block. It has a little bit of inventory here. And you can also just, like, you want to craft, like, boots or whatever, you could have them in there, you can clear it out and stuff like that. So, it's just a way to store things. It works with JEI and everything like that. It's just a simpler way to have your tools not be in your inventory while you're trying to use them. But, yeah, that's all about I really wanted to cover. If you guys have any ideas of what kind of base design I should make, I had a few ideas of, something in the mountain, in the volcano, or something in like the woods here, or maybe like a cliffside base, or something like that. Maybe some kind of wasteland or some oasis inside this kind of brownish biome, I guess. And yeah, that's about all I really wanted to get up to in this episode. Let me know if you guys have any ideas or anything you want me to see me play or do. And I guess that's about it for today's episode. Just double check if I have anything else. Yep. It's about all I wanted to cover. So I think that's going to do it for today's episode of Tech It Classic Reloaded. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I've been on a little bit of a tight schedule this week. Work is getting a little annoying and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got a pretty good amount of IC2 stuff done. I was thinking next episode we could try to go to the Nether, do a bit of mining off camera. I'll probably get a bit of the diamond material while I'm there, and a few other certain resources for us to progress and continue. So, yeah, that's about all I wanted to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.